Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Legacy of Love. It's a show about what it takes to survive in the public school system as a teacher. Well, my name is Volance Innocent, and I've been teaching for 27 years. I have a BFA in Performing Arts and a Master in Education. In this show, I will share with you some of the do's and don'ts, the techniques, and the survival skills that all teachers must learn to survive the public school system. In this episode, I will focus on classroom management. But listen, before I begin, I want to let you know, please subscribe on my YouTube channel and share the video, with teachers, anyone you think will be interested on some of these skills, especially classroom management. Well, listen, classroom management is a full-time job. It's not something you can do today and then move on with your subject. It is one of the most important skills that every teacher must learn in order to survive in the field. A lot of teachers struggle with classroom management because they don't think it's important. They put it at the last minute. While classroom management is something that first few weeks of school, for example, in September, that's your duty. You focus on classroom management and make sure that everyone in your class, every student in your class knows what is it that is expected of them. Listen, classroom management is so important that if you do not get it done, you're basically going to struggle for the entire year. Students going to be out of control. You won't be able to teach. Students are going to be fighting in the classroom, and they will not score, very high on the state exam, and the administration will have to interfere. For example, I know a very talented art teacher who was placed on leave because the teachers reported to the office that he had no control of the students. Students do whatever they want in his classroom, when he's teaching. And when he's done, the homeroom teachers have to clean up after his mess. And nobody wants that. Well, listen, you might be a good teacher, but if the administration and the parents cannot trust you with the safety of their kids, then it's over for you. All right? Nobody wants you as a teacher. Now that I am a teacher and I walk the footsteps of my teachers. And as you know, I'm a dancer, professional dancer. Have my dance company, I go see, and I've been dancing since I was 14, since I came to this country. Now, I've learned the discipline that it takes. And I use my discipline, as a dancer in my classroom. For 27 years, I have been teaching dance at PS 189. And those techniques that I've learned, as a dancer, they help me a lot. But as a school teacher, you can benefit from some of these techniques I'm going to share with you. Classroom management has always been my forte. As a dancer, like I said, my discipline that I've learned have helped me. Every moment must be done with precision. Everything you teach, everything that I've learned in the dance class since the beginning, they were taught to me. You had to execute those movements with precision. So you have to know your craft. So it's the same thing as a teacher. When you walk in that classroom, the students must know that you know what you're doing and that you are in control. Now I'm a teacher. I follow the same techniques. Now, after many years, I've learned that teachers, parents, and administration, they are happy with you when they know that their kids are safe. And as a dancer, I have mirrors in my classroom, and I don't want the kids to come in and bump in the mirrors. Can you imagine if one of those mirrors fall and hurt somebody. So it's a problem. So I cannot have somebody in my classroom behaving bad. So that's why classroom management discipline is extremely important for me. My subject makes the school look good. So, and the administration is always coming to my classroom, bringing visitors, someone, so that they can see what the kids are doing. Like I said before, if you really want to succeed in classroom management and disciplining the children, screaming on them is not the answer. People hardly hear me talk. They always making fun of me, Mr. Edison. They never hear me talk. When I'm talking to the students, it's always so quietly. It's because I did what I had to do in September. First few weeks of class, the first month of class, you focus on classroom management. You establish a culture of discipline and respect in your classroom. Well, listen, all of these are words. So basically, how is it done? So this is what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share some of the technique with you, that the techniques that I use in my class. And hopefully you will apply them and they can benefit you also. All right. Number one, the class rules. When the kids enter your classroom, when the students come to your classroom, the class rules have to be visible. They have to know. You have to discuss with them right away what's expected of them, the rules. In my classrooms are as simple. I treat everyone with respect. 2, I raise my hand for a mark or a question. 3, I dance in my dance spot. So everybody knows that when they come to my class, they got to go to their dance spot. They cannot be in anybody's spot. So I tell the kids, like, you're not in your dance spot, I will mark you absent. I change behind the blinds. Now, changing is a big part for me in my class, because you have to understand, these young people, they come in their uniform. So for them to participate, either they have a sweatpants on or they get to their dance clothes or their leotards and tights. So they have to go behind the blind and change. So that is extremely important. And I emphasize that, make them understand how serious that is and the self-respect that it takes to make that happen. I respect others' feelings by not laughing when they make a mistake. So usually kids around in the 7th and 8th grades, the first thing, starting from the 3rd grade, the first thing that they do is that when somebody make a mistake, they all start laughing. They want to giggle and make fun of the person. So you make them understand from the very beginning, you're going to get a sad face. I use that technique of sad face. You're going to get a sad face if you laugh at somebody. So, and nobody want to get a sad face. So in my class, I use this technique, the sad face technique or happy face technique. When somebody someone do something good, I give them a happy face. And the students, they look forward to that happy face. Even in the 7th and 8th grades, you'll be surprised, the kids. And Mr. Anderson said, I have 2 happy faces, because they know that once they get that 3rd happy face, they're going to get a gift from me. And I make sure I give them their gift. Listen, as a teacher, you get a small budget, but I go and to Walmart and I buy things that I know that the kids will appreciate. Okay. So they know that they cannot laugh at people. And when they get that sad face too, they know they're going to get, listen, you're going to get 1 page of writing, and I make them understand, listen, writing is my favorite subject. I write all the time. I'm a writer. I'm a songwriter. I'm writing every day. So I don't consider writing as a punishment. I consider it as a gift. So it's me investing in you, encouraging you to do what is right. Okay? So that's what it's about. I hand in my homework on time. One of my rules. So I make them understand that they're going to have homework and they have to take their homework seriously. All right? There's no such thing in dance you don't have homework. No. You have homework like all the other subjects. I wear sweatpants and proper clothing for dance class. So, you understand. I am responsible for my own belonging. Now, this is very serious, because I make sure that I tell the kids at the beginning to write their names in the back of their shirt, to write their name on their dance clothes or whatever they're going to wear or they have, so that in case they drop that dance clothes, I can bring it to them. Or if they lose it, if they somebody find it, they will return it to them. So everybody have their name in the back of the dance class, and make sure they understand that this is your responsibility. You know, so usually, sometimes it does happen that you'll have parents coming to you and say, Mr. Anderson, someone, you know, lose their dance clothes or whatever. But, anything can happen. I keep my hands to myself. Now, remember, my class is it's a social class. So the students must understand that if they're going to be in class, they cannot put their hand on people, either push people or touch people for whatsoever reason. It don't matter how beautiful the person look. Keep your hand to yourself. So and I emphasize that, and I reinforce that basically all the time. Um, and the last one, I use proper language, all right, and class. So no matter how upset you are, you cannot decide that you're going to curse in my class. You're gonna get a sad face. Okay. All right. So these are the rules that I use in my class. So your set of rules might be different, but they must be there, and you must emphasize them, and you must, continually reinforce them. So they're not rules that you can just put up there to decorate your classroom. They got to be used. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you're going to have rules, you must understand there's rewards and there's consequences. Notice how they say punishment. And if you were paying attention to my set of rules, you'll understand that I did not use don't. All right. Now, you're trying to stay positive. Okay. I keep my hands to myself, or instead of saying don't touch, other people in the classroom. So trying to stay positive in everything that you do, because you want to set a culture, of respect, support, and instead of saying don't do this, don't do that. Almost like create some level of curiosity in the student's mind when you say don't. Anyway. So we're gonna talk right now about the rewards and consequences. Like I said, if you're gonna have rules, you must understand that there is rewards and consequences. Um, these are the rewards that I use, and they work very well for me. I use, like I told you, this technique of a happy face. That's the first one. So anytime someone, they do something well, let's say we're working on the dance positions, and my students, they come in, and I'll call the positions, and they know the position. I put a happy face in front of them. All right. First position, second position, third position. What if they know the position? We're working on the plie series. They can execute the plie series. I'm watching them. They know it. I have a leader working with them. The leaders in the front is working on the plie series, and I'm going around to see who knows the plie series. If they know it, I put a happy face in front of them. And like I said already, the happy face is important, because if they have 3 happy faces in my class, they get a gift. Second one, gifts. Like I said, after 3 happy fish, you get a gift. And I invest time in getting those gifts to them. Gifts that I know they will appreciate, they will value. Students who like to read, I will give them book, things that they will use in their classroom, things like that. Praise. I call their house when they're doing well. All right, this is part of the reward. So, for example, most teachers, they will call someone's house when the child is doing bad. So, if you're doing well in my class, it's important for me that I develop a positive relationship with your parents. It's important for me that your parents know who I am. So when I give them those happy faces, they will bring it home and they will celebrate with their parents. Mr. Anderson gave me a happy face today. Oh, I did well. So all of that, sets the culture, and the parents get to know who I am. Oh, you're the guy that's giving. When they see me outside, they tell me, "Oh, Mr. Anderson, I know you. My daughter's always talking about you, because they have 2 happy faces. They're waiting for one." And or sometimes you will have kids who will see you, and or sometimes I will be absent. Let's say something happened, I have emergency, and I'm absent, and I'll come the next day, and the principal and the assistant principal or the secretaries will say, "Mr. Anderson, there were some students looking for you, because they have 2 happy faces and they need one to get that third happy face so they can get a gift." So it's really interesting to see simple little thing like that you may not think is important. Other people value it, and it's important to them. And so, like I said, calling their parents when they do well is also important. class trips, So sometimes I will give them tickets to, to the movies or things like that, when they've done well. And of course, that they do get good grades. Nobody want to get bad grades. So it's important that the kids understand. Uh, uh, and you must enforce them. You cannot say to a child, okay, well then, you have three happy faces and then they're waiting for their gifts, they never receive their gifts. Sorry. You want them to respect you, you must stand, you got to walk the walk and talk the talk, okay? And the consequences. Now this is extremely important. Now this is number one. Like I said, they disrespect someone, or let's say for example they walk in my classroom, they are sitting there, they're not doing their do now, and they talking to somebody and not stretching, because the procedures in my class is very clear. I have it right there. You walk in, you do your do now, and then when you do your do now, you change. The girls change while the boys are changing, vice versa. And then you get to your dance spot, you are warming up or practicing. You practice what you learned the last class. So when a child come in and they come in their dance spot, the do now is not done, and they talking, they get a sad face. And once a child gets a sad face, they gotta write a page for me. All right, and once you give somebody a sad face, you gotta make sure they get it done. So I'll explain to you later. And like I said, they get a sad face, they get a page from me. Number three, you call parents. Now, calling parents is not something I like to do. I always leave calling parents to the last minute. I try every technique with the students first, and try to build a relationship with the students before I start calling parents. I try to call parents for something positive. Now, let's say, for example, everything that I've tried doesn't work, then I will have to call parents. Okay? Number four, bad grades. So, a child who doesn't do homework, is not cooperative, doesn't want to participate, and I'm not getting my work, I let the parents know. Then now I have to reach out home, let the parents know how they can help, and otherwise, the child will get a bad grade. You bring parents to meet with the administration. Now, this is something I rarely do, unless like last week I had to bring a parent, to meet with the administration, because I've tried every technique with that child. It doesn't work. So I reach out to the parents, it doesn't work. So then I had to go to this step, which I don't like, because nobody wanna come in, because parents sometimes feel embarrassed when they have to come in and meet with the principal. And then there's the last one, which is called suspension from class. So to use this one, you have to understand this is like a really big one, because you have to provide all type of evidence, things that you've done to help that child, and show the principal, okay, well, listen, I've used those techniques and I've tried to do whatever I can with that child. It's not working. So I brought the parents in, there was an assistant principal who sat in, it's not working. So now I'm gonna have to ask the administration to basically remove that child from my class when I teach. Okay? Well, these are the basics, and of course, next time I see you, I will talk to you about consistency in my next show, because in order for the rules, the rewards and the consequences, for it to mean something to the students, you have to be consistent. So in my next show, I will continue on classroom management and give you more techniques, and also talk about consistency and all the other techniques that you're going to use in your classroom to make sure it works. Once again, like I told you, very simple technique that I use, all right? But those little techniques, because I reinforce them, because I follow up, because I make sure that when I say something, like I said, walk the walk, talk the walk, talk the talk. So classroom management is very important. It's not something you can avoid in the classroom. And you do not teach it the first few weeks of school, you are in trouble. Children's going to be fighting. they're not going to get good grades. They're not going to score well. And then you'll have to be calling the administration in your classroom all the time. Now, you don't want to do that. I know a teacher, every minute they're calling downstairs, bringing the assistant principals to the classroom. Once you do that, you lose the respect of the students and you lose the respect of the administration, because when they come in, they're gonna just, they will do what you were supposed to do: call the kids' parents, bring the kids, and then talk to them, privately, put them to a different class, and then wait for the situation to calm down, and then the child's gonna return in your class. But now the child's gonna return and do the same thing again, and what you gonna do now? Call the principal again or call the assistant principal? It never works. So you want to make sure you save. I save that only on emergency. I never do. I don't bring the administration in my class. That's a no. I use all the techniques that I just shared with you, and that never happened. Okay, so I hope what I've shared with you today benefits you and your classroom, and please use them and let me know, share with me what you use and how you use it, what technique you use. Try like I said, the technique of the happy face to see if it works for you, and subscribe to my channel. And next time I see you, we'll share some more techniques on classroom management. Okay, so welcome to my show, Legacy of Love. Okay, what it takes to be a teacher in the public school system. Thank you so much. Have a good one.